AI Business Brief for August 2nd, 2026. HubSpot launched Agent Hub to centralize AI, agent management, and fix the fragmentation problem small teams face when running multiple bots. Employees at major AI companies are sabotaging workplace AI adoption over job security fears. Android made switching from iPhone nearly friction-free with built-in data transfer that includes passwords and eSIM data. Here's the full breakdown of today's top AI stories for your business. Next section, lead story. HubSpot's Agent Hub tackles the multi-agent chaos problem. If you're running AI, agents for sales, marketing, and customer service, you've probably hit the coordination nightmare. One bot reaching out for leads, while another handles support tickets for the same contact. Nobody sure what's working. And leadership blind to ROI, return on investment. HubSpot's new Agent Hub, launched July 23, in public beta for professional and enterprise customers, gives you a single dashboard to monitor every agent's performance, activate dormant tools with one click, and align all bots around shared customer context and business goals like revenue growth or satisfaction scores. The companion agent builder lets you create custom agents using plain language and your existing HubSpot data, contact records, deal history, calendars, without switching tools or rebuilding integrations. Ignite Reading, a virtual tutoring program, built an agent that pulls academic calendars automatically, cutting a 15-20-minute manual task per school district down to seconds and saving 350+ hours annually. The pitch is simple. Stop managing agents in isolation, start orchestrating them like a team. For small businesses already stretched thin, this matters because agent sprawl creates an efficiency faster than individual agents create value. If you're on HubSpot Professional or Enterprise, test the beta. If you're not, watch how this category develops. The shift from one AI assistant to managing a fleet of specialists is coming fast, and the platforms that solve coordination early will win SMB, small and medium business, adoption. HubSpot Agent Hub announcement. Next section, tools and launches. Android 17 makes iPhone to Android switching nearly seamless. Samsung's Galaxy Unpacked event introduced a data migration tool built directly into Android 17 that transfers photos, videos, contacts, messages, calendars, Google account credentials, passwords, Wi-Fi settings, and eSIM data wirelessly from iPhone. No separate app required. Rolling out first on Pixel devices and Samsung's Galaxy Z Flip 8/Z Fold 8, with wider Android availability coming. For small businesses locked into Apple because switching looked painful, this removes the biggest friction point. If you're evaluating Android for cost savings or device flexibility, the migration path just got real. One caution: make sure your team is ready for the OS learning curve and check whether your business apps work consistently across both platforms before committing. Android migration details. Autonomous Key, a $9 physical lock for distracting apps. This NFC key pairs with a companion app, iOS 15 Plus, Android 8. 0 Plus, to lock away time-wasting apps. To unlock Instagram or TikTok, you physically scan the key with your phone. Each unlock session lasts up to 60 minutes before auto-locking again. Leave the key in another room or at the office, and opening a blocked app requires deliberate effort instead of muscle memory. At $9, it undercuts competitors like Block, $29, and Brick, $59, while covering core functionality. The app provides AI-powered usage insights with a snarky tone. If you unlock apps immediately after locking them, it'll suggest moving the key farther away. No subscriptions, no premium tiers. One key pairs with multiple phones. Currently in beta after a Kickstarter campaign, shipping now in 5 colors. NFC scanning occasionally requires multiple attempts, so don't lock critical apps like email or messaging. If you lose the key while apps are locked, the workaround is uninstalling and reinstalling the app. A backup unlock method is in development. Use case: if screen time apps haven't worked because willpower fails, the physical friction here might. Especially useful for solopreneurs who need focused work blocks without phone distractions. Autonomous key coverage. Next section, Business Playbook. Nearly 1 in 3 employees are actively sabotaging workplace. AI workers are faking AI use, resisting new tools, and deliberately undermining adoption because they fear job losses and pay cuts. This mirrors findings from a Gallup poll showing Americans grew more skeptical of AI in 2026 despite being more familiar with it. If you're rolling out AI tools and seeing low adoption or passive resistance, the problem isn't the technology. It's trust. Employees need to see AI giving time back or enhancing collaboration, not replacing their role or creating busy work. Address this directly. Clarify what AI will handle, repetitive tasks, data retrieval, versus what humans own, creative decisions, client relationships. Show ROI in terms of freed up capacity, not headcount reduction. YouTuber Hank Green's public apology for overlying on ChatGPT reinforces this. He admitted his AI usage had become not healthy, diluting his voice and disconnecting him from his audience. The lesson: AI should amplify your judgment, not substitute for it. If your team senses you're outsourcing thinking to bots, adoption will stall. Worker AI sabotage report, Hank Green AI apology. Next section, industry moves. Open-weight AI models face policy battle. Microsoft led an open letter, signed by 235 AI-adjacent companies including NVIDIA, Amazon, Y Combinator, and OpenAI, arguing against bans on open-weight models. The letter frames open weights as safer than closed models because researchers can examine behavior, identify vulnerabilities, and develop safeguards publicly. It also defends distillation, training models on output from other models, as legitimate innovation. Anthropic responded with a separate position paper, raising concerns about authoritarian governments building more powerful AI models and misuse for cyberattacks or biological threats. Anthropic called for cracking down on industrial-scale distillation operations, while clarifying they haven't advocated for outright bans. For small businesses, this policy fight matters because open-weight models, like Meta's Llama or Mistral, let you run AI locally, control costs, and avoid vendor lock-in. If regulations restrict open weights, you'll have fewer options and less leverage negotiating with providers like OpenAI or Anthropic. Watch this space. Open weights policy summary. 1,324 Frontier AI employees call for Pacing the Frontier employees from OpenAI, Anthropic, and Safe Superintelligence Inc., including chief scientists and founders like Ilya Sutskever and Dario Amodei, signed a letter requesting international efforts to deliberately slow automated AI research. Their concern: intense competitive pressure combined with AI models writing their own code. Anthropic says Claude Code produces 80% of their codebase. OpenAI's Sol reduced serving costs 20% autonomously. Kimi K3 designed a chip for its own architecture. The business implication: if regulations slow down frontier AI development, expect longer gaps between major capability jumps. That's good if you're still figuring out how to use today's tools, bad if you're betting on next-generation models solving current limitations. Pacing the Frontier letter. Minnesota's Nudify app ban survives legal challenge. A federal judge denied XAI's request to block Minnesota's first-in-the-nation ban on apps that generate non-consensual sexualized images. The ruling focused on timing. XAI filed 3 days before the law took effect after waiting 3 months, suggesting harm wasn't immediate. The lawsuit continues, but the ban is now active. This sets a precedent for regulating AI-generated harmful content at the state level. If you're building AI tools that manipulate images or generate realistic media, expect more states to follow Minnesota's lead. Build compliance into your product roadmap early. Minnesota Nudify ban ruling. Next section, quick wins. Use AI to build internal tools fast, then hand off to human. Simon Willison built a Slack emoji maker with Claude Fable in minutes, 128 x 128 square with transparent background. The pattern: identify a simple, repetitive task with clear requirements, have an AI model generate a working prototype, then refine it yourself or hand it to your team. This works for image resizers, data formatters, report generators, anything with predictable inputs and outputs. Don't overthink it. If a task takes 10 minutes manually, but you do it weekly, spending 5 minutes with an AI tool to automate it pays off immediately. Slack emoji maker example. Next section, Outlook. The divide between AI as productivity tool and AI as replacement threat is getting louder. HubSpot's Agent Hub shows where the category is headed, orchestrating multiple specialists, not relying on one general assistant, while employee sabotage and Hank Green's confession show adoption depends on trust, not capability. Meanwhile, policy fights over open weights and automated AI research signal that regulatory uncertainty will shape what tools reach the market and when. If you're evaluating AI investments, prioritize tools that give your team time back and align incentives clearly. The technology works. The human side is harder. That concludes today's AI Business Brief from Carolina Clear Tech. Stay smart, stay ahead.